I'm live, talking to nobody, I bet. I've just finished editing one of my episodes and I'm really tired, but it's only just gone 2 p.m, just after 2:30 in Australia, and I thought, I can't go to bed now. So I just thought I'd come on and see if anybody's around and pops in to say hello. So I guess I could talk to myself for a while. I'll just check out if I'm even up and running on the YouTube. Hey, yeah, I've just finished editing my Octagon Hall episode. I had hi Kathy, someone's here. You're always here. You're faithful. Yeah, I've just finished editing. I've uploaded it for a premiere tomorrow. My Octagon Hall episode. Oh, that was a nightmare. Everything was going perfectly, and you'll see when you watch the video, I did an interview with Bear. He's the director of the Octagon Museum. So I did an interview with Bear, all good, and on StreamYard, downloaded it, the rest of it, blah, blah. I'll fix that later because it should have not taken me too long. I was prepared. The microphone was crappy. So it's my bad, and I didn't. I'm glad you're a night owl because now I know I'm not talking to myself. So yeah, so I put the episode together, but the sound is not. I don't like the sound, but it's okay. You can listen to it. I made Cassie watch it first. I said, please watch it and tell me if I need to just like delete it. But Cassie watched it and she said it was okay. So she said she got used to the noise of the sound. She said she liked the episode. So that's good. So I put it out. But it took me, because I mucked around trying to fix the sound. So it took me from 9 o'clock last night to 3 o'clock this morning until I was absolutely exhausted and needed to fall asleep, and then I worked on it again this morning. I was hoping to have it ready before Jason put his episode up so that people could watch that and then appreciate Jason's episode. But yeah, and I'm kind of glad I talked to Bear, and I'm very glad I researched all the stories, because some of the things, although not false, are sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? Not totally correct. So yeah, anyway, I've just got a message from Joe. He said he'll join me on the live stream. There you go. It's just you, me, and Joe, Kathy. Well, not Joe yet. Yeah, so I thought, well, I could go to bed now, 2:30, head off to bed, but that would be really... Oh, Crow's coming too. Oh, well, there you go, Kathy. You've got Crow, Joe and me. Woohoo. Excellent. How's that? Now everybody I've invited will probably wake up and come in. The time difference. Where are you, Kathy? What time is it where you are? You're in America, aren't you? But yeah, I sent everyone a message and said, I'm bored. Do you want to come on and do a quick live stream and just talk about crap? Nobody answered me, and then I looked at the time and went, I've probably woken people up. They'll all be in bed ready for work tomorrow. But never mind. Yeah, so I'm just sitting here relaxing. I had my lunch. Oh, AM. Oh, all right. It's still a bit. Where are you, Kathy? Hang on. If it's 12:30, you on the East Coast, you're like on New York, on the Florida side. You should tell me. Oh, hello, Crow. Thank you. Now, that way. I'm trying to work out what I'm doing, Crow. Nothing wants to work for me today. Why are you there, but you're not there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but why can't I see your buffy thing? You know, your little
Maybe it's because the way you have your the settings for your how people are laid out. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm going to have a look. Let's have a look, because I should be able to. That's what it should be. Can you see what I'm doing? Pennsylvania. That's near. That's up from you, isn't it, Crow? It's just you, me, and Kathy at the moment.
Hey, Kathy.
cancel. No. Oh, Crow. That's all right. I'm just, that should be working. Let me have a look. Add an item. No. Stuffed if I know. All right, Crow. Hi, Dantex. I can't get Crow up, Dantex. What am I doing wrong? I'm in StreamYard. All right, I'm in StreamYard. Wait a minute. I think if I go there.
Can they hear me?
They should. Can you hear Crow? Oh, why have I got a cough? Time for a drink. Doesn't matter. This is very just us. All right, let's see what happens when I add Joe. Nothing. Are you there too, Joe?
I can't hear Joe, so.
No. What's weird? Okay, so Dantex says, oh, no, there's Joe. All right. It might be my internet. Freaking internet. I've let me see. Oh, hang on. I might drop out for a second and I don't mean to, so don't go anywhere, okay?
Okay.
All right. I didn't drop out. I don't know why you're not showing up, Mr. Crow. Now I'll try 3 people. That's weird. Oh, you don't want to see my boobs. Hang on. Go. It's all right. So I did this. Look, Joe, look. Watch this. See? And if I do it that way, the boobs.
Did you add me to stream?
That's all right. I don't know.
We hear Crow, but
Yeah.
don't.
You know what? This might be something new because it says something like you've joined the stream on audio only. So I wonder if that means something new. You know what I mean? Because it's like I'm there, but I'm not. You're not seeing me. Is this a new function?
Could be. I didn't do it though. I didn't change anything in my settings. So maybe it's just go back out.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah, click out and see if you can. Yeah, and see what happens. I was bored, Joe. I've got a headache from that video.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dantex, yes. So thank you for saying hello. I know it's late. It's not late here. It's only 2:30 in the afternoon. Hi, Raquel. And I just thought, stuff it, just for a little while, just while I've had my lunch, just while I sit here and I've had some Panadol, or in America you call that Tylenol or something. I've had a headache tablet, so it should be right. Hi, Steph. Right, we'll try Crow again. Nah, it just says you've joined with audio only. That's weird.
That's a new thing.
But why would that be doing it? That's weird.
That is so fucking weird. Is Joe still there?
I'm here.
Yep.
See,
Oh,
I was
hang on. No, actually, wait on. There he is. So there's Joe, and if I go to 3, you're nowhere except my boobs. Joe's above my boobs.
Damn, Karen.
I'll move it out the way. Hang on. Try. I'm just playing with all the settings to see what happens. I don't know. I don't know, Crow. But anyway, you're there, Crow. We can't see your vibrating face, but
that's something new, man. Like, you see, I have my camera off, so I wonder if we have a camera off, if it makes you do this now instead of like seeing your just a picture. It just has you join with audio only from now on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's annoying, isn't it?
I'm going to try to adjust myself here so it looks like I got the boobs.
Trust me, you don't want boobs. They're bloody annoying things. Okay, Dantex. Well, thank you for saying hello. Hey, Sam. But yeah, so here I am. Is Crow on Discord? No, Crow would be on StreamYard. We're on StreamYard.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to bed too. Oh. Night, Dantex.
Night, Dantex.
Yes, I'm pretty tired. I made my episode, Crow. I had Bear yesterday. I set up one of these for Bear and just taped it, like not a live thing. I don't know why I'm staring at you. This is how tired I am. I'm talking to Crow in the little box because that's the only place I can see his mask. So for anyone, I think, what is she doing? What was I saying? Oh yeah. So I made the episode with or taped the episode. All good. The only thing I did different, Joe, was I used a different microphone. I won't do that again. So I won't do that again. So I taped the episode with Bear, turned it off, checked it, had downloaded to StreamYard. All good. I thought, I've got all day. I got onto the computer last night at 9 o'clock. I had everything I wanted to insert into the episode ready. So I just had to add in that and edit out what I didn't need. The audio's absolute shite. But it's not horrific, but it's not good. And I was so upset, and I thought, I can't very well. I mean, I bet I could have. I mean, Bear probably would have said, yeah, I'll do it again. But that's not the point. The point is I wanted it ready for today before Jason's episode went up, and it wasn't. And now I'm so fussy, and I'm just not very happy. But it's up. And Cassie watched it, and she said, look, after a few minutes, the noise it's not that annoying. She said it was really good and informative. So I thought, stuff it. I'll just put it up because I've worked. Well, you know what it's like, Crow, and you know what it's like, Joe. Friggin' hours.
Right.
And that's why I'm tired. This is why I'm tired, exhausted. See what I go through for you?
Hello, everyone in chat.
So, yeah. Yeah, who's here? So Sam's here, and Cheryl. Oh, hello, Cheryl, and Steph, Raquel. I'm trying to think. Kathy was here first, so there you go. Oh, look, Crow's in the chat.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on going on any lives, anyone's lives, or anything like that because I've been trying to get caught up on other things, but I'm like,
you saw me and you couldn't resist, could you?
Well, I was like, well. Karen has her boobs all out on her background for StreamYard, so I might as well.
Settle down. I can't help it. It's the stop it. Don't talk about my boobs.
Hey, I mean, it's not your fault,
Oh. Thanks, Raquel. Look, it would have been good if the sound was okay. Caw-caw. What's that for, Daniel? Bloody hell. And guys, I'm feeling a bit sad today. I've got a pet cockatoo, right? Ozzy's his name. Not Ozzy. That's the black one. Oh, God. Popeye is his name. I'm tired, but I can't go to bed. And about 6 months ago, Popeye had a stroke, right? And I took him to the vet, and they ran a gamut of tests to tell me they didn't know what was wrong with him. So I brought him home, and he can't balance. So he can sit on a stick and he can walk around. He can kind of climb, but if he puts his little head back to prune his feathers or anything, he falls over. So he was falling off a stick all the time, and I'm feeling really bad. So I fixed things up, but I love him so much. And then today I went outside and I put him out on the ground with his seed and stuff so he can walk around. But I don't know. I don't know what to do. My daughter said, Mum, he's got no quality of life. And I said, yeah, but I go out every day and I kiss him and cuddle him and put him on the ground and he can walk around and chew the grass. Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I love him. He got hit by a car. He was a wild one, and he got hit by a car, and I found him on the side of the road, and I thought he was going to die then because his little eye, that's why he's called Popeye, his little eye had popped out of his head. And I fixed him all up, I cleaned him up and I waited, and then I put the eye back and I did all this and didn't take him to the vet because, they charge a fortune to do what I can. So anyway, thought he was going to die, but he didn't, and he's still alive. So I've had him now for 10 years, roughly. 10? Yeah, maybe 9 years. And I love him, and I don't want to take him to the vet and have them put him to sleep. But then I'm torn because I hate seeing him sitting on the ground and not boys on the ground, but he just doesn't look happy. I feel really bad. Well, it's been a while, Daniel. It's been, but I will. Well, that's why I keep. Daniel's just saying birds take a lot longer to recover than humans. No, I can't put him to sleep, Daniel. I'm afraid I can't. If it comes to the point where I've got to put him in a sling and strap him to the front of me, I will. I mean, he's eating, which is great. And he still goes, hello, Popeye, and still wants a kiss and a cuddle. So while he's doing that, yeah. But yeah. How long since he's had the stroke, Daniel? I really need to think about this. Before Christmas. Oh, God, you know what? It might almost be a year. It might almost. Time goes too quick. But anyway. So that's what's bothering me today. And the fact that I spent all that time. Bear, Joe will know, Bear from Octagon Hall. He's awesome. He's really good. He's really good. I was telling Joe, Bear said to me, there's a lot I edited out because I spoke to Bear for nearly 2 hours. I couldn't do a 2-hour episode. So I just snippered it out things. Yes, I agree, Raquel. Raquel's just saying my bird's still eating. So, yeah, I can't. I'm trying, Daniel. I'm giving him little exercises to do, and I put him, he likes being in the garden with me, so I put him down on the ground near me and entice him to try and walk. I grab his feet. I'm doing it. So, but we'll see. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So I said to Bear, he said, if you get back this way, and I said, I'd love to get back that way. And this is the problem. Now I've like the Sally house I want to go to because I've researched it, and I'm just intrigued to go to the Sally house because I've done all this work. But now I've kind of done it in reverse with the Octagon Hall. I did a little bit on it and figured, look, it's pretty ridgy-dig, and I'll get all the stories from Bear or Isaac when I get there, which I did. But now that I've researched it and realised what else is there, it's like, I wish I had known that before I went. Like, it's huge. So, yeah. But yeah, Bear said come back, and I said I would if I could stay in the room upstairs. It's got the 4-poster bed. I said I will. I'll stay there for a few days, and I'll sleep in that room upstairs. No worries. I could wake up in that bed every morning and feel like a princess.
Well, I don't think it's the original bed, but I don't think it is.
But no. All the furniture in that particular room was donated by somebody. It was his mother's. I thought it was his wife's, but it was his mother's furniture, and the bed is something like 200 years old. I'm amazed it's still actually together. But yeah, so it was donated. Someone really liked the Octagon Hall, and when they passed away, they had left all of that stuff. That's the pictures of people that are in the room and stuff. So nothing in the house is original to the house,
right?
Except for the pistol and the wallet, I think.
Yeah, well, if the bed's 200 years old, then forget it. Nobody's sleeping on it.
Well, yeah, so long as it got... Well, they did make things really well back then.
Yeah, that's true. Compared to today, yeah.
Yeah, I know. How are you feeling, Crow? Oh, he's gone to sleep. Crow. I think he's fallen asleep. Crow's probably like me. Hey, Helena. Daniel, I don't know if my bird's pleasuring himself because the poor little thing, whenever he tries to even clean his feathers, he falls over because he can't turn his head. He's got no balance. Yeah, Cheryl. It is good when people do that because everything Bear was saying, some I put in the episode and some I haven't, so I can't remember. So he's sort of getting a little bit of a preview here of what I spoke with him about. But he said that all of him and Billy, the Billy Bird who started it, started the, sorry, I'm tired, so I'm searching for words. Started it. He said they would go to opportunity shops or whatever you call them over there, you know, like where you can get antique furnitures and stuff, and they'd go furniture hunting in the area and all that. And that was some of the fun he had with Billy. And so everything that's in there has either been donated or Billy and Bear have gone out and sourced it. So it's all original to the era. Just not to the house, and that makes sense anyway, because the house was a rental from, I think, around about, well, the last person who actually lived in it was the doctor who owned it, and then he died, and then
Right.
then the family kept it for a while, and it was a rental up until Billy purchased the house and turned it into a museum. So yeah. But it was pretty cool. Like Bear told me a lot of different stuff. That there's one thing that I haven't put in the episode, so everyone here can get it. And Joe may know, because if you had Billy give you the tour, he probably told you the story. Andrew Caldwell, who built the house during the war, was a little bit of a guerrilla. I guess they all were doing things to try to stop getting supplies up to the Union soldiers. So Andrew and others were responsible for derailing some trains. So Andrew derailed one night, and he took the bell from the train. So outside of the house, near the stairs at the back, not the front, there's a bell on a, what do you call it?
Pole.
On a pole, a bell on a pole, and apparently that pole and the bell have been there. Andrew did that, so Andrew put that up, and it's stayed there ever since. So that's the bell from a derailed train. And Bear was going to send me some photos. He said he's got some, so when he does send them to me, I'll do a little thing. Unless Joe, did you get the photo of the train?
Not of the train, no. But I mean, I got pictures of the bell.
Oh yeah, no. Well, he said. Now, who was it?
And video.
Yeah, I'll put it on video. I didn't take a picture, but he said that someone was there and took a photograph. There's something was weird going on outside. They took a photograph. Oh, they saw it. I think they said they saw it, a train, like a train on fire or something. And I'm like, wow, that's seeing a lot. But apparently there's a photo. So I'd be interested to see what kind of photo that is.
With that story. So Andrew, he was on the side of the Confederate, and then at some point he then switched sides, and the train that was coming through, that he actually set it on fire first, then it derailed. That was carrying Confederate soldiers. That's what Bear told me.
Oh, that's odd.
And I think what happened, what may have happened was the Confederate soldiers, when they took over, they probably thought Andrew at the time was harboring Union soldiers, and I mean, I'm not sure, but I'm making an assumption here. But the Confederate soldiers did cut Margaret's hand off, her left hand.
Oh yeah, well the story Bear told me was that Andrew, he didn't mention anything about the Union soldiers. You know, the fellow who died in the ceiling, in the roof.
Eddie.
Eddie. He was with Andrew when that happened. So what happened was Eddie got shot in the hand and the foot. They went back. They were being, now this is what Bear told me. He said they went back. And this story I put on the video. Sure. They went back to the house, and the Union soldiers were fairly much hot on their heels. So Eddie hid it up in the thing because he was wounded. I don't know what Andrew did, but then the Union soldiers did get there and were looking for him. They didn't find him, but they took 3 days to leave. And I'm just, but that's what he told me. So I don't know. I hope the stories aren't getting mixed up. But that one, it sounds really hard for me to believe that after what the Union soldiers did to his wife, that he would even consider being a Union sympathiser. They were pretty brutal. Oh, well, so were the Confederates, to be honest. But,
Okay,
when you've got someone who comes in and because your wife helps a slave off the ground that they've knocked down, and then turn around to him and cut her hand off. But yeah, and if you have a look, which I've done, I've made it bigger in the episode. But if you have a look in at her hand, yep, it's definitely a wooden hand. So yeah, I don't know. I just
right. So yeah, I get the message here because I was confused. I said, "Hey, real quick, I tried to find something on the train derailment." I said it was Andrew who derailed the train carrying the Confederate soldiers. Correct? Probably should have recorded the tour. I did, for whatever reason, I did not record the tour. She said yes. He set fire and derailed it. It was in April of 1863. And then she talked about the bell that's outside.
Yeah, but clarify, because Bear said Bear didn't say it was full of Confederate soldiers.
It was, yeah, it was.
Well, why would he derail Confederate soldiers? And why
Because
would
that
the
one,
Union
like I
soldiers-
said, even when you look up some of the stuff on Andrew, it will tell you that he was in support of the Unions, but then for reasons unknown, he supported the Confederate. I don't know why he made that switch. I assumed maybe it had something to do with the Confederate soldier cutting his second wife's hand off.
Mm.
I mean, that would piss me off. That would make me want to switch sides.
Yeah,
But
well,
also, I mean, basically, the Confederates, they took over. It wasn't like they were being friendly to them at all. They were just like, they took it over, and they had no say so in their own household.
yeah,
Because because when that happens, you are now under their command. Like, they own you. They own your property until they leave.
Yeah, and that was how it was back then anyway. Oh, well, that's interesting. Whoever spoke to you sort of
It was
told a
Bear.
few. Oh, well, okay, that's different to what he told me, so that's interesting. I don't know. He said nothing. He said that the train, I'm sure he said the train was full of Union soldiers. They derailed it, and that's how Eddie got shot, and they had to hightail it back to the house. But it's on the video anyway. So in case I am tired, perhaps I am remembering it wrong.
And maybe there is some confusion. I don't know. But I'm basically almost done with my video, and I did say that it was Confederate soldiers, and I wanted to confirm that before I said anything. So in the event that if I'm wrong, I will definitely correct that. But there's not a ton of information out there on them. There's very little information, but it's accurate enough.
Yeah, well, the information that I've got on Andrew, the only thing that I needed to clarify with Bear was what Andrew actually did, because I couldn't find out what his plantation grew, and I couldn't find out what else he did. So that was good. So Bear clarified that, and then I found the building and all that sort of thing. So
I think he inherited wealth.
Oh, the family, the Andrew's father, etc. Yeah, it's a family thing, so it just followed on through.
Right.
So it wasn't inherited as much as it was just the family line or lineage.
Yeah.
But yeah, so but I found a lot on him, but yeah, well, watch my video tomorrow, and because I left that story about the train. I'm sure I left the story about the train in. Oh, if not, I've still got the story about the train. But yeah, but
even though it's hard to see, did I show you the footage where Don's hair got pulled upwards?
Yes, you did. And you can see it. Actually, I was going to do something. Did you? I know you played around with it, but sometimes if you change the color of something to like a orange or a different color, things show up better. I was having a play with it, but but oh god,
I tried to
So-
upscale it, and it's just because it was recorded with a phone. Like
yeah,
the phone was just pointed at the screen. It made it hard to see. Now Bear said that he would get me. He would try to get me cleaner footage of it, which would be great. But you can tell. I mean, you have to look, but you can tell. Her hair did get messed with. It went upward, and it wasn't like her hair was up against the chair or anything like that.
yeah.
She was
I
leaned
just looked at
forward.
it. Yeah, I just looked at it again then, and it does. Hang on, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, Cheryl. That episode won't come out until September, though. Everything that I'm doing right now won't come out until September and beyond. There he is. There's Crow.
Oh, you're back. Are you all right, Crow?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, I don't know. You're starting to sound a bit funny. You're all right? How are them sugars?
I guess I got a bite to eat real quick.
Oh, all right. That's okay.
The
Now,
cats are going nuts.
I'll forgive you then. Let me see. I'm just going to play with Joe's footage. I mean, he's a professional editor. If he can't get it clear, I doubt I can. But I like to play.
I mean, you can try, Karen. By all means, go ahead.
I'm going to just give it a shot because you can change it. I can do marvelous things in Publisher. Not Publisher. Yeah, Publisher. Oh, see, I'm so freaking tired. I don't even know what I'm saying. Hang on, let's go down there. Insert a slide. Go
But
to
that
here.
episode did not come out the way I was hoping. I had intended on doing doing something very different, and it rained, and I had to get B-roll. When it stopped raining, run outside to get B-roll. I mean, it was just this back and forth thing, and I'm like, shit, I'm running out of time.
Yeah, it was. I'll tell you that one. It was raining when we were there too, but didn't sort of notice it that much because, I think the night that we started, night that we started, we got the B-roll then, and it was okay, but it rained through the night. So, oh yeah, if you make it bigger, that's crappy. Let's have a look. Change the color. Go orange. No, not orange. I'm just playing. See, these are the things I do. I'm possessed. Yellow's no good. I'll try that color. Let's see what happens with that. Play.
I like using that. What's it called? It's like that silver-looking gray night vision thingy. It's almost like a negative.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, it's an inverse.
Yeah,
What's
there
it
you go.
called?
Inverse.
What's that one? I don't know. I'll play with it later. But yeah, I can see, I can see movement. It's just hard. I mean, she knows if she was touched. So and in the original they can see it. So if they can see it in the original, one would assume that
Yeah, I mean, I can show people in chat if they want to look at it. I'm gonna have to spot it. I have to spot it for them. There is no audio, so there's that.
Yeah, you can show it.
All right, I'm screen sharing. Okay,
Yep.
guys, it is grainy. It does look bad, but pay attention where my mouse cursor is. Pay attention to in here, and I'll loop it back.
But
Boom! It just
Definitely you see
it
it.
happened.
I see this string.
It's it kind of moves like it's moving like
Whoops! Didn't go back far enough.
it's
I see
like
the string.
someone's come up behind her and lifted a hair sort of thing. And it's not that
What the hell, Crow?
Oh,
Let me.
Helena, you can't see Crow because he's on audio only. We haven't figured out why he's on audio only. He's on audio only.
So let me. I'll pull up my video editing software and I will zoom in on it. The problem is, it may be harder to see. Now, those who are watching on a cell phone, you guys might be able to see it better because it won't be as pixelated.
Yeah, you can see her hair move, Cheryl. He's not imagining it, and neither was she. It's just.
No, yeah, I was gonna say. I was looking in the wrong spot at first. Like I don't see it, but then when I realized I was looking in the very left, but it's like not in the very right, but right there in the middle. You definitely see it come up. It's pretty cool actually. Even as bad as quality as it is, you can see it come up.
And that's exactly what it does too. It doesn't sort of brush out the way. So, like, you know, if you got caught on the chair, a girl's hair, it won't go up. Like her hair goes up.
Yeah.
You can see it get lifted. So that's pretty cool. And she felt it straight away, didn't she, Joe? Like she said to you straight away, oh. Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So, all right. I need to make some. Hold on.
Oh.
Thanks, Cheryl. I'm glad you've got a good eye and you're paying attention. Joe's gone. Yeah. It's just you and me again, Crow. Except I can't see you.
Isn't this weird? What's going on?
I don't know. I like seeing your little face go bloop bloop bloop.
I'm like in the back. I'm here, but I'm not. Like I'm the guy in the background.
Yeah, you're like the voiceover person.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be anything in my settings. It shouldn't be. I haven't changed anything.
I think you must have changed something, dude.
I haven't. Guests can stream. No, guests can see, play a sound. Guests must authenticate. New. Best way to manage guests for important streams. Ooh. Green room. I'm not upgrading. I'm already paying for this. Yeah, and there's nothing I can do from my end, I don't think. Hang on, let's have a audio. Oh, wait on. Ta-da!
What
was
me?
It was me.
What did you put?
It was in settings under audio, and then the box was I didn't. Oh, sorry, Joe. I'll pop it up. I didn't. I didn't do that. It's just done it itself. It said audio off or something for if it's audio only, no picture thing. Doesn't matter. I fixed it. You're on. Your little head's on. I can see it now.
So you can see my little head.
Yeah, it just looks bad. But where I'm circling.
Right okay, show us.
Boom. And she's like, what? I'll just loop it. See that? It just flips up.
Yeah, it's movement. It's not her. It's like someone sort of grabbing it and flicking it up.
Yep.
Yeah. Well.
So yeah, it is hard to see. There's nothing that I can do about it. I tried to upscale it. The thing is that, we can definitely here. Let me stop sharing my screen.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, they have the clear view of it, and Beth said, "I did see it." She's like, "That's pretty cool."
Wait a minute. I'm gonna. There we go. Perfect. I'll change my background picture later. I wonder if I could do that now.
Yeah, you
can. I'm subconscious now. I'm subconscious. Oh, we'll have bubbles. Let's see. There we go. Bubbles. Now.
Yeah, Cheryl. I mean, it was so subtle. It didn't scare her or anything like that. It was just very subtle. She didn't feel threatened by it. When it happened, she said it felt like something walked up behind her. Then that happened. But no, she was like, something just messed with my hair. And then I don't have this footage either, but she was telling me about it, and I had looked over, and she has hair up on her shoulder, but it was more on the back of her shoulder. I watched it get moved upward. Like, it moved upward. There was no reason for it. Like, it defied gravity. And I was like, did I seriously just see that?
It's pretty cool. That house, that house is really, really cool. I just, I hid it, Tanya. I hid my cleavage. I didn't realize, it's just the way it was situated.
I love cleavage.
But yeah, when I was there, and no spoilers or anything, Jason at the end of his episode today, or tonight, or whatever it is for you guys, put a little bit of something that happened when we got there. So he's obviously going to put the rest in next week or next episode. But yeah, some things happened there, and then when you know the full history of the house, it's never ending to actually, like as I say, I didn't realize some things when I was there. There were some things I didn't realize, and I wish I had have, because I could have done something a little different as well. But you would go and work with what you know.
Right.
And the good thing about Octagon Hall, compared to other places, is that yes, I researched it, but nothing I researched was a surprise, because they're honest there. Like, what they're telling you is honest. There's no elaboration on, they make something sound more than what it is. I mean, the very fact that the people died there, there's and then Andrew's wife Harriet, like, all she was doing, the Union soldiers were there. All she was doing, one of the slaves had been pushed over or something or other like that. She'd basically gone to the aid of one of the slaves to help them up. And the Union soldier grabbed her and said, "It's the last time you'll ever do that," and chopped off her hand. And so, yeah, if you have a look at the photos of Harriet and Andrew, where she's sitting, you can see very, very clearly, once you look, that it's a wooden hand. And I think, and she had a pet. Some of these stories are in the thing, but she had a pet cow. They also had dairy cows there. They grew tobacco, but they had some dairy cows there. She had a pet one, and when the Union soldiers come through, they didn't give a crap on purpose. They went and killed it, then skinned it in front of her and did her right. Like, they just did monsters, is all they were. Mind you, historically speaking, there were monsters on both sides, not just one. But yeah. But that house, and the fact that, and I'm glad too, I sorted a few things out as well in regard to the hospital, because I made a comment that I thought it was very odd that they would have the soldiers upstairs if they were needing to be treated, because trying to get a soldier upstairs with wounds and everything, and I was right. So they weren't upstairs. So that's cool. But that makes more sense, therefore, what you might feel down in the basement, because it was full of wounded, dying. They did amputations down there. Like, so when you take all that into account as to what was happening in that house, it makes absolute sense as to what you might feel when you're downstairs in the basement. It's, and, what?
So, if you're going to come in and out of the house, you have to use the back door.
Yeah.
Please, everybody, make a joke on that back door thing. But anyways, I was coming out to the porch, and it felt like something was rushing up the stairs, and I just turned around. I don't know if it was just me, but I said out loud, and I felt stupid afterwards. I'm like, come on, really? And then I just turned around and walked out.
Oh, there's definitely, look, when you're in the house, I'm sure, did you hear the footsteps upstairs while you were downstairs?
Okay. So
I heard them clear as a bell walking up, and there was someone walking around upstairs, but there wasn't, because we were all sitting downstairs, but clear as a bell.
So during the tour, and I wish I was recording this, we were on the second floor outside of Mary's room.
Yep.
I believe we were getting ready to head in there. Actually, we didn't go in there. We just stood outside of the rooms on the landing, and I heard a little girl. I don't know what she was saying, but I'm like, well, wait a minute. Bear didn't hear it. It was Beth who also heard it. I looked at her and we're like, that sounded like a little girl talking.
Mm-hmm.
But like, oh, I didn't hear it. I'm like, oh, I did.
Yeah.
When we were in the basement, though, we were in the room where all of the tools and stuff are, and the saddles.
Yep.
It sounded like something was dragging across the floor just for like a second or two. So we're like, what the hell was that? But
upstairs, like dragging across the floor upstairs. Yeah.
So nothing was moved out of place. So I don't know. So those were my other experiences at the house.
Mm.
I mean, and of course, Dawn had her experience, and then what I seen with her hair. But that was it. And when I say that was it,
That's enough.
that's a lot, to be honest.
That's a lot. Because
And
generally you get
for
nothing.
physical contact to happen, that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, I know when we were there, I was actually telling Bear this. I don't think this is in the video. When we were there, we were doing a sensory deprivation downstairs in that room that's sort of set up like a library.
Yeah.
Where someone's supposed. Yeah, where someone in that room, someone's supposed to be none too pleased with people coming in there, and it got to the end of the sensory dep, and I get a little bit excited because I figure if something's happening, if you're getting some kind of something, just keep going, like be a bit more determined. Whereas other people's views on it, which was probably the correct view, was no, we don't want to aggravate it. We're going to stop. And I thought, and I said to Bear, I just wouldn't have stopped. I would have kept going until it made me. Because I was just as determined to sort of say, no, screw you. Tell me where you are. Like, where are you? Why are you cranky? Like, what's the matter? What can I do to help? But I didn't feel anything at all evil or anything like that. And that's what I talked to, much like you did, Joe, on Bear's Facebook thing. I'm just over people saying things are demons and there's evil everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
He was
pissed.
He's pretty pissed about it. And the only thing about Octagon Hall, it's not evil. It's when you look at all the history, I mean, apart from the family, forget the family for a minute, and just that amount of time where all the soldiers were there camped out on the property, and you had young, they were normally young men that went off to war then. By the time they got to the end of it, it was nearly all young men. But you've got men in there getting their limbs sawed off and watching it get thrown out a window onto a pile. You've got men agonizing in pain because they have had an amputation. You've got, just men who have been shot and recovering from that, and some dying from septicemia and blood poisoning. Like, what a friggin' horrific place to be at that time of history, in a small area like downstairs in the basement area, which is actually, it's not that small, it's a pretty good sized basement, but that's what I would think the energy is. It's still holding on probably to that despair and sadness, but I don't feel anything evil there. Nothing evil. I didn't. It doesn't mean that at some days, maybe that you get it, but
I didn't. But it's the YouTubers trying to get the clickbait, trying to get the money. And there's no maybe there is, but they didn't experience it. I didn't experience it.
I didn't experience it.
I'm
just going to pop Heather in. Hey, Heather. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello, how are you? Hang on, you're going to hear double for a moment.
Yeah, that's all right. Turn me off. It's all right. I've just invited Heather in for a chat. Heather's coming to America. Shit, where are we? August, I think. I'll wait till she comes back on. But yeah, but that's the thing. Demons and all that. I'm just over it. I watched. I saw an episode got put up from, I can't think of what her channel is, but Jade, she put an episode up, and it said in the title, "Possessed by a Demon," and where was it? It was somewhere. Oh, at a prison. I'm like, stop putting demon in the title. Are you all right, Crow?
Yeah, I'm good.
So what? Hey Heather, what are you up to this week?
Oh, look, I'm going bug-eyed watching the same thing over and over again, so I thought I'd pop up and say hello. I'm editing a video. Do you know, have you ever been to a place where you're so excited to be, it's just absolutely phenomenal, you run around the place like a mad mole skirt, and you just find yourself everywhere without doing anything methodically? Well, that's what I was like in this video, and I'm trying to cut it so that it actually looks sequential.
I was telling everyone else I put an episode up to air tomorrow, Heather.
Yeah.
And I did like I did with you and Joe and everything. It was a StreamYard thing. This time I thought I'd be clever and use a new microphone. It was the worst mistake of my life because I didn't choose the video and the sound is shit. But you can hear it. It's just a bit, well, it's more than a bit annoying, but it's not horrific. It's not horrific, is it, Joe? It's just not very good.
It's
don't worry, I've got the camera muted so no one's going to see you. Werner's here, but he's kind of naked.
Oh, I don't need to see naked Werner. He can keep that to himself. That's why Crow, you never see Crow, because he just sits around naked.
Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, no, so this week I'm just editing. I've got a live stream Saturday night. I've decided to share with people my 10 most horrific moments on previous trips to the US that I'm laughing about now because it's hilarious.
I'll have to. Oh, cool. I'll tune in on Saturday night and watch that then. What was I going to say? I was just telling everyone you're going to America August, isn't it? Or the end of July?
End of July, 25th of July. We're starting off in San Francisco. And we're going, is that west or east? Is San Francisco west or east, Werner?
West.
West, it is. And then we're going east. So we're going to Utah, Florida, Cedar Grove in Kentucky, Baltimore, or Baltimore, however you want to say it.
Baltimore. How did you say it, Baltimore? Baltimore.
And Florida, Indianapolis. Well, Cedar Grove's right near Indianapolis anyway. We're staying in Cedar Grove. And where else are we? I've forgotten, I think then we're flying up to Toronto.
Yes, because Cassie and Ron said keep an eye out, say hello if you're up there.
Oh, yes, I must make sure I get in touch with them.
Yeah, they come and have a drink with you.
Absolutely.
Ron's always up for a drink.
Or 2 or 3 or 4 or maybe more.
Yeah. Hey, we were just talking about how, have you noticed too, I've noticed the incline? Yes. The rise in people putting demons, like demon this and demon that in all their...
because that's what's trending.
Everything.
It's been like that for a while, though, guys.
It just seems to be more now, though. Like I said, I did see someone's episode pop up, and it just said straight away, possessed by a demon in the Nevada prison or something. I'm like, oh, fucking hell, serious? Like, your work should be able to sort of stand. It's fair enough if you want to indicate to people that you're in a haunted place, put the word haunted in the title, or whatever, because then if someone's just clicking on it, they'll go, oh, haunted. But stop putting the word demon, because I think the wrong people are watching if they think it's a demon. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like,
Everything's a demon these days. Everything's a demon. I mean, I do believe in demons, but they're not as common as people are trying to make out.
no, I'm pretty sure they've got
I mean,
better
I could go to my next door neighbor and say, "Oh, I met a demon," wave my hands in the air and run away and throw a rock on a roof like Werner does. Have you seen that short? That was a brilliant short, and it only got me 33 views.
Oh, was that the one with Werner? That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
I'm sure it was one of those views because I've seen it, unless I forgot to click it. Yeah, look, Steph in chat says they've unfollowed the team because they went down the demon path. And to be quite honest, I find it a really big yawn now. Even some of the people I know, not you, Joe, even some of the people I know, I see their episodes come up and I think, oh, again? Like, really? Again? Like, I can't be bothered. And I haven't watched a couple of, like, who I used to like. I haven't watched their episodes because it's like the same freaking thing every episode. And I'm like, guys, like, giving it a bit away there. But it used to be very different. What I used to like about a lot of the raw stuff that you would see would be if someone, Joe still does it. You still do it, Joe. You'll still go to a location and go live from the location a little bit for people, and that's what I used to like about it. Kind of feel like you're in, like you're there, like they're only going to spend an hour live, maybe a tops. Walking you through half hour even, but you kind of feel, and if you certainly as a viewer, if you get a little mention from whomever it is, like, oh, hey, yeah, hi, I'm glad you're here or whatever, it makes you number one, want to continue to follow them. Number
Absolutely.
2, you feel like you're a part of it. You're a part of the community. You're not just sitting there watching from a distance like you don't exist, like when you watch TV. But so many people.
Yeah, that's what I try to do. I try to go live wherever I possibly can.
Yes, and you do. And you do, even when you're driving on a wet road.
Yes, it's great.
Yeah, when I go to a location, I go live. I'm like, all right. If I got to be bored, so do you guys. Let's do it.
Yeah. Well, that's it, because that's the thing. Heather knows too, as does Crow. When you go to these places to investigate, sometimes you're under the pump because it's so massive. Like Waverley, it's massive. So you want to get certain, and the time goes quick.
Yes.
But when you're in a smaller location, sometimes not so fast. You're sitting there and you're like, oh, my God, you're just waiting for something to happen. And it doesn't always happen. And
because I did a private investigation last week. Actually, a friend of mine, her mother's house is 120 years old, and it has several spirits in it. And we went into one of the places where a little girl brushes the mother's cheek at night time while she's sleeping or in bed. And so we went in there expecting to get some responses. Absolutely nothing. We're there for 30 minutes. Absolutely nothing. I thought, oh, this is going to be a waste of time. So then we moved into the top bedroom where she used to sleep with her husband, but they moved out of that room, and she moved out of that room and moved into the other room. And the minute we walked in, no sooner had I set the torch and the cat's balls up. I love that. And they started moving and flashing. It was fantastic. And we had a really great conversation in that room. So of about 2 hours footage, I think I'm going to get about 30 minutes actually worth of really good paranormal bang, bang, bang. There you go.
I did see one of your shorts the other week where Werner, I don't know what he did, he banged on something and you friggin' near pooed your pants.
Yes, he threw a rock on the roof.
That is the one, yeah, because what was that? asshole.
Yes. But I don't go to like known locations in Adelaide. Because as most of you know, I like to do urban exploring, and like the
Yeah.
paranormal and urban exploring sort of go hand in hand. And I like to investigate the places that I don't know, the places that I explore, because if you get something, you can build a real picture about what that place is about and who was there and what was there and what's there now.
Yeah.
When it's all empty.
Yeah, and that's why I think you and I are a little alike in the fact that you do that, and that's like Joe, Jason, Cassie, you all go out and about and actually physically go to places, and Jason even goes on his own sometimes, as does Joe. Me here in Australia, I don't do that. Because I don't really want to go by myself. It's kind of something I want to do with another person. But I research all these places. So the places I have been to, I've researched, and I'm obsessed now with Virginia City. I'm a bit too obsessed. And I'm obsessed with the Sally House, so I have to go to the Sally. You're not going to the Sally House, are you?
No, I want to. I do want to. Have you seen the comment from Adventures with Beth? I just wanted to point this out.
Yes, about that. Yeah, I saw it. I popped it up before this one.
Oh, did you? Oh, I missed it. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Did we find a demon? If you found a demon, you wouldn't have to ask that. Absolutely not. If you found a demon, you'd freaking know. And and actually, I had a conversation with Bear from Octagon House, Heather, yesterday, and I said the same thing to him. I said, quite frankly, I said, demons, if they exist, and look, they probably do. I mean, some weird things happen. I've never seen one, and I don't want to. But they've got better things to do. So half the time when you get people saying, "Oh, I heard something say demon or devil or whatever," it's probably a spirit that's just had enough of people coming in night after night and is saying, "Oh, I'll just say this and piss them off. It's a demon." If I were a spirit, I'd be having a ball. I'd be scaring the absolute poo out of people on purpose.
Oh, absolutely. I'd have a list.
I'd want to see him run screaming from the house. That'd bring me great pleasure, especially if it was my house. You know what I mean? That was my house, and I lived there when I was alive.
Not speaking in terms of facts here, but they wouldn't know if they wouldn't know the difference between a demonic entity and a ghost anyways. Most of the time, if there is, again, not saying this is factual, if there's a demonic entity at a location, it's likely really not going to mess with you too much. It may pretend to be a ghost. So they wouldn't know. They would have no clue what the hell they were communicating with anyways.
Oh, well, you never do. You never know who you are communicating with. We don't know what that realm really is. That's why we're investigating, because we want to know what it is.
Their lack of the lack of education and experience really and truly does show. I'm going to flex here a little bit, but you would think, anyways, it would be common knowledge to know that in a religious, when you're looking at it in more of a religious aspect, such as they do, because they're claiming demons, they should also know that human spirits cannot communicate as well as they believe they are communicating. So when you see them using the silly apps and spirit boxes and stuff like that, a lot of it is just spirit boxes just being random, and the words programmed in there are purposely programmed in there so that it could apply to any location, even your own backyard. They don't know what they're listening for on a spirit box. And again, I'm not saying this is anything factual, but there's this rule apparently that human spirits are in some sort of limbo of some kind. And the only kind of communication that they can do is to ask for help. They may want to be prayed for so they can leave the state that they are in and move on. But yet you got these YouTubers going, oh my God, we're getting all this stuff, guys. Like, we're getting EVPs like crazy. Stuff's coming through the spirit box. Look at this app. This is true spirit communication. No, it's fairy tale bullshit.
Well, in your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. I think you're right. I think some of the younger kids rely too much on those. I don't know what Heather thinks, but I think the spirit boxes and things like that, they're kind of good fun. Like, they're fun. It's a game. If you can take it with an ounce of salt or a grain of salt, depending upon possibly. It has to be a whole heap of different things. So it would have to be the spirit box. The spirit box says something, and the EVP says the same thing, or like it has to be a perfect storm. It can't just be one thing because the spirit boxes can be random, and then other times it's sort of spot on, and then other times, so we don't really know 100%. But that's why you rely more on you as a human and what your spidey senses tell you when you're at a place. So that's what I think about. I like when I went to Octagon Hall and walked in, straight away my spidey senses went up and I thought, wow, this house is beautiful. This is alive. Like every single room just felt
it is beautiful.
alive.
Hey,
It's just-
Karen.
Yes.
I'd like to know what you thought of Bobby Mackey's, apart from the fact that it was a dive.
Do you really want me to tell you? You're not going, are you? I was going to say if you are.
Well, either for just a 2-hour thing or a drink or something with Stephanie. But I've been there.
I wouldn't drink out of any of their classes.
I don't know. Yeah, I know. It's really violent.
What
But I've
think-
been there and I felt nothing. Absolutely
Yeah,
nothing.
I didn't feel anything either, Heather.
Even the
to
so-called
me-
portal.
Yes, the
There's
portal.
no-
Yeah, I sat right
Oh my
on top
God,
of it.
it's so stupid.
I walked
Yeah.
right on it because it's a cactus.
I jumped on it. I sat in it. I
I did
danced.
the same thing. Hey, I have to tell you, Heather, when I was there, I did the same thing. Jason's got it on the footage, and I'm dreading when it comes out. But it was funny. The more I watched it, when Jason showed me and Cassie, I was rolling on the floor with laughter. I sat near the cactus, the famous portal, right? You know, the paint cactus or whatever it fucking is. And I sat there in front of the pool table. I sat on the chair and I just sat there in the dark by myself thinking, yeah, come on. Like, hello, nothing, right? Then later on we were doing an EVP session and whatnot. And I picked up that same chair and I moved it over to sit on it so I wasn't in the way. I think Cassie was going to do it. I'm laughing about what I did. So Cassie was going to do a sensory depth portal, right? And I'd just done one, I think. And I moved the chair and I went quietly to sit on the chair because I was filming and the chair broke. The legs of the chair gave way and broke under me. And I'm going, ah! And Jason's turned the camera as I've screeched. And you see me rolling on the floor. I'm like, oh my God. So maybe it was a demon breaking the chair to teach me a
Could have
lesson.
been. Could have been. Oh, dear, oh dear. I'll teach you not to believe in me.
all I was scared about when I was there, the only thing that scared me was the fact that the floors looked like I could fall through them at any moment. And when you're downstairs and you look up at the beamwork and the woodwork, it's questionable. Safety to me, that's what I was scared of, not ghosts. And I didn't feel, even downstairs, well, you've been there. Did you go downstairs in the basement part?
Yeah, went downstairs.
You know where the original, it's the weirdest setup there, the original house that was there that they obviously built Bobby Mackey's up over. That's as solid as rock.
Downstairs.
What are you doing, Crow?
I love going downstairs.
Don't we all?
You're going to have to change this to PG.
Yeah, we all love going downstairs, Crow. It just doesn't happen. What was I saying?
I heard the best quote the other day. I was watching a true crime thing, and the interrogator of the perpetrator was saying, "I think your wang circling around your wife's hoo-ha would be something she'd remember."
Wow.
Tanya's just told me I've spelt octagon wrong. Oh, which one for my thing tomorrow? Oh, my head. See, this is what happens when you try and do octagon. Where have I spelt it wrong? Have I missed something?
It's octa. Octa. There's an
Oh,
A, not
I've
an
said
O.
octo. Octo. Ah, fruitcake. I think that's how I've spelt it in everything. Well, everybody can just get used to an Australian spelling, all right? But I'll fix it in the description. I don't know.
You can
Why
fix it in the
me, huh?
title. If it's the title.
Yeah, I think I fixed it in the thing, eh? There we go. But I think in my actual thumbnail. I hope it's just the thumbnail I did.
See, I'm gonna have to come up with a snazzy thumbnail for mine. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna make it, little ghost child of Mary, and then I'm gonna do the ghost of Andrew and his wife, and then I'm going to put Octagon Hall investigation demons with a question mark.
Oh, yeah.
And then somewhere in there it pulled her hair. Just to be like, it's all it took. That's all it took to get people to watch.
You should put that to the test.
I'm going to. I even say at the end, no, there were no demons. At the end of the video.
There's no demons at Octagon Hall. None. Unhappy little souls, perhaps at times, but none. And some of the stories there. But yeah, sorry, Heather, to finish answering your question about, where. Yeah, I could have saved myself a lot of money and probably gone to somewhere that was really actually very haunted. But I've been there, and there's no portal downstairs, I believe. Yes, sorry, Heather, go. What was
Where's Octagon Hall again?
It
Franklin, Kentucky.
Yep.
Oh, it is in Kentucky.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're in Kentucky. You're going to.
I'll be at Cedar Grove, and then I'm going to Indianapolis, and I'm not that. I suppose it depends on which part of Kentucky it's in.
Franklin, hang on. Oh, Google Maps for you.
I'm actually on Google Maps at the moment, but all I get is Octagon Sanctuary in bloody New South Wales.
Yeah, no. Type in Franklin, Kentucky after you, and Octagon Hall. Octagon Hall.
Yeah, it's Central Kentucky. It's they're South Central Kentucky.
I'm trying to remember how far it is.
It's not too far from the Tennessee border.
How far is it from
Octagon Hall Museum. There we go. Now that's cooking with gas. Now let me scroll up a bit so I can. Oh, there's Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Waverly Hills? Oh, I can see Nashville.
Waverly Hills is going to be 4 hours, or something like that.
Oh, there we go. I know it is a fair way.
Mm.
If I get directions.
If you can get there when you're over there, I really think, Heather, out of all the places I went to while I was over there, that one stands out for me. Not because now I know what goes on there. I would have done a few different things, like the history, but just I don't know. It's just something about it. I really do think the haunting claims are spot on. I don't think there's.
How much was it to get to Octagon Hall?
Oh, not much.
300 or 350, something like that.
I think it was 3 or 250 or 3. It wasn't expensive, and that's to have it all night.
It was like 300.
Yeah, because it's only a 4-hour drive from Cedar Grove.
Well, have a think about it, and I'll shoot you over their email address and stuff. Oh well, actually, I think you can book it online. But
I'll have a chat with Steph and see because she's got plenty of things planned.
Oh,
for
okay.
me.
It might not fit in.
We're going to the Fourth and Main. We're going to the Cedar Grove Tavern. I think we're staying there. Then we're doing a castle.
A castle? Where's the castle?
I don't know.
Oh, it's not really they call it a castle. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it's still a good one. I cannot remember what it's called off the top of my head. It's a good one though, I heard. Damn it, what is it called? Oh, there's too many damn locations.
What have you got in your mouth, Crow?
Is it called rendering? Render?
Hang on, let me have a look. I'll have a look. It looks really good though.
Oh, it sounds like you're going to have a ball. Well, if you do end up going to Octagon Hall, talk to me and I'll talk to you about everything.
Yeah, I might suggest it to Stephanie.
If you can pull it off too on your trip, try to see if the old historical Harriman Hospital is available. It is kind of expensive. No, there's no kind of about it. It's expensive. It's a newer location, but I've heard a lot of great things about the place from my friends who investigate there, and I trust them.
Wow. What's that called again? I'll jot that down.
Harrison, Bill.
Harrison?
The old historic Harrison Hospital. Now, they don't have any records on much of anything, so they're kind of blind with the history other than here's when it was built, here's when it shut down. That's it.
Oh, that's the kind of thing that I love. I love that sort of thing. I love not knowing and building a picture.
Yeah, a friend of mine, he owns that and Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. His name is Ronnie D.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good dude. He actually saved Old South Pittsburgh Hospital from being leveled.
Hey, Shell does.
Because we're in that area for about 2 weeks all up. And the castle is Loveland Castle. Does that ring a bell?
I don't know.
Let me see.
Shell just mentioned the story about Bobby Mackey's and the head down the well and all that sort of thing. Number one, there is no well. Number two,
no, it's freaking drainage.
It's a drain from when it was I think was it a distillery? It was a distillery
and it was a distillery and I believe a slaughterhouse at one time.
Yeah, and that's interesting. The chick who showed us through said it wasn't. And now I'd researched the place before I went on purpose, and everything I could find on it said that it was. At one point, it did serve as a slaughterhouse. And she said, no, that was down the road. And I'm like, well, I went.
Crow's falling asleep.
He has fallen asleep. We'll hear his phone drop in a minute. But yeah, from the research I did on Bobby Mackey's, it was a slaughterhouse first. There was nothing about it being a distillery, but that's what the woman who showed us through said. So I didn't see anything about that, but it's possible it was. But that the whole crow.
What the freak was that?
That was a demon.
Can I mute Crow or not?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can mute
Yeah,
him.
there we go. I've muted Crow. He does this, Heather, lately. He's not been well, so he comes on and then he falls asleep. Bless his socks. But yeah, so for me, I kind of couldn't quite understand why records and things that I'd seen when I was researching it would say it's a slaughterhouse when it wasn't, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what it was. The story was there and I think it was instigated by another channel. I don't know, but that there was a portal to hell in the basement. and a girl was murdered by her boyfriend, and her head, she was, decapitated, and he got rid of the head by throwing it down a well. And yeah, that Sheldust alluded to it. No,
It was okay. So the
girl
story.
who was murdered, she was murdered because she was pregnant. The boyfriend and his mate did it. They didn't even do it anywhere near there where they killed her. She was up the road. He did decapitate her, and her head was found, I believe, about 2 weeks after in a field by a little boy. So her body was found first, and there's actually crime scene photos of that. And then the head was found much later on, a couple of weeks later, by a young boy. Why does that link it to Bobby Mackey's is beyond me. I guess it's because, hang on, that's something that happened there. We'll link that. There were a couple of, I think a boy died up. So the story goes, a boy did die there when he was punched, like, what do you call a coward's punch? Where someone punched a sucker punch. Yeah. He died there. So they say, but, and she says it's documented, but I couldn't find anything. It doesn't mean it didn't happen. It's just I couldn't find anything. So I don't know. It's to me nothing. And
So
I sat there in the dark. I can tell you now. I was saying, come on.
I'll tell you where the story came from. It came from Bobby Mackey himself when he was on Ghost Adventures.
Yes, I didn't want to mention their name, but yes. And why? I mean, I don't know. Look, I can understand, and this is the conversations we've been having lately, Heather, is I do, and hello to Drew, if that was Drew that walked in. The conversations that we've been having lately are around the fact that owners of these properties are the ones that are feeding the false narrative. So you go in and they tell you stories and you think, oh, geez, what, really? Wow. And the stories they're telling you aren't true.
Right.
They're telling you the stories because they want you to spend the big bucks and investigate.
The Stanley Inn, the infamous hotel where Stephen King stayed. He had a nightmare. He did not have a paranormal experience. The maid that they claim was blown up when I don't remember what it was exactly, how the explosion happened. It never happened. Well, I mean, it did happen, but she didn't die. She broke her knees or something like that, but she lived another 20 years after that. They claimed, these are the beds that people died on, and they're like,
in that big barn thing outside.
Yeah, they're like, no, they're just beds. They're old and they have to be replaced. It's a freaking hotel, and that's normal. But also finding out too that the staff like to play jokes on one another and even to the guests, making them believe that they had a spooky experience. There's a lot of places that do that, and it is not helpful to me or anyone in the field when we're investigating, because now we're investigating on a false narrative, and that gets us absolutely nowhere fast. We can't investigate it correctly.
Have you had anything like that happen to you on your wanders, Heather? You've gone somewhere and been told something only to later find out it was full of crap?
I do believe Waverly Hills went through that period at some
Yes,
point.
they did.
But actually, this was going back in 2014 before all the shit hit the fan. And the guides there on that particular night that we went actually debunked all the stories before as the whole tour thing started. We went on the overnight 6-hour overnight tour, which was good.
Yeah, I had the boy that helped us, because I'd researched Waverley before I went as well. I really wanted to try and find some truth in some of the stories, and there is no truth in any of them. And it's interesting, room 502, it's a bathroom. It was never a nurse's room, and that's the children's ward.
Yep. And the psycho ward.
At the other side, but I sort of thought to myself, Yeah, but it wasn't. While it was a children's ward, it wasn't the psych ward. But yeah,
Right.
the guy with the dog never happened. The woman who
Yes,
jumped off
yes.
the side of the never happened. She couldn't have jumped off the side of the freaking thing. It was mesh, and even on the roof, they used to have a 10-foot high chain link fence around the roof. There's nobody threw himself off there. So people started those stories to get people in.
People
But
in, yeah.
having said that, things have happened there. It's a place where people died, and there's some sad stories. And like the story, there is that room downstairs. I've gone blank now, but there's a little room they've got set up for one spirit that they say could be there. A lady who gave birth when she was there. She had tuberculosis. She was pregnant. She gave birth. The baby was given directly to dad and taken away from the hospital, and she had to stay there. She died there, but the father would bring the little baby past the hospital so she could wave at it. Like, how sad is that? Now,
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's terrible. So there are some true stories, but all the big ones, the nurse who hung herself and all rubbish.
What about Timmy? I'm sure Timmy was real, wasn't he?
No.
No? Oh, damn.
No. So the Timmy story came about from ghost hunters. They do believe there's a child ghost there. They do think there could be.
But they call him Timmy. It's not his real name.
Yeah, but that came from ghost hunters. That came from them when they were there, because I think they didn't get an EVP. I think they got a spirit box. They got something, and they said, "What's your name?" It said Timmy, and they ran with that. So
no, they were told that by Tina.
They told. Oh, okay. Oh, when they owned it, yeah. So there was a lot of BS going on, but yeah. So
then I don't know what to believe because I don't know.
Yeah. So I went into Waverley with my nurse's hat on because I still, when I learnt nursing, I was on the cusp of where things were starting. Like, I still had to call the lady in charge sister and stuff like that, but I'm fully aware of historical nursing and how things used to work. So I looked at it from that point of view when I was looking at it and thinking, okay, tuberculosis people dying, some getting well and leaving, but a lot dying. So what else was there? And then, of course, later on it was old people's home, like a nursing home. And then, as Joe said, there was a psychiatric ward, which was mainly the dementia patients, which is my understanding. It was like a dementia ward. And dementia patients, well, actually, you might know, Heather, because I think you've worked with people. Like, dementia patients can be dangerous.
Yeah.
Because,
yes, they can be. They
can be. Not all, just some.
Yeah.
Depending
Their
on
inhibitions are, altered.
Absolutely.
Certain aspects of their brain are altered, and some can become.
So one would hope that when they pass away, that goes, because that's their physical body stuffing around there.
Yes, and the death chute. I don't know if anyone's been in the death chute, but I went to the bottom of that death chute, and I actually ran from halfway up. I could swear someone was following me. I did actually run the rest of the way. Now that's a 45-degree angle, and I'm not in any.
I went down there twice in one night, and the second time I went, they're like, "Hey, let's go down here," and I'm like, you know what? I'm only going to go so far down, because I remember how shitty it was coming back up.
I said as a joke when we were there, and Cassie and I had to walk. We went all the way down to the bottom. We stayed there in the dark and stuff like that. But we coming back up, it was like, oh my God, my bum and my legs. And when I got up, all I could think of was, this would be a great workout. Like, they seriously could say the death chute workout come every Thursday, and people would pay, because I tell you what, walking up and down there once was enough. So imagine if you want to. That's it. I didn't. Yeah. But I loved Waverley because of the history, because of and it's really nice. Like, they're really working hard on, and I do like the fact that they're not anymore like these new owners. I guess they're new owners, are they? Joe.
No,
But
so I'll give you the quick rundown on that. So Tina and Charlie are the ones who own, well, Charlie's the one who owns the building. Now,
yep.
to give a quick history on that, Charlie's father was actually a patient at Waverly Hills. And Charlie's father ended up working at Waverly Hills after he was a patient. Waverly Hills went up for sale, and Charlie said he wanted to buy the building. He did buy the building, and then he told his father, I bought it. But his father came out and looked at it. He's like, wow, this place is really bad. It's all run down. And Charlie said, well, I'm going to fix it. I bought it. So Charlie bought it. Now, Charlie is not there all the time. He won't go into the hospital because apparently he has a pacemaker. So apparently every time he goes in there, the battery of his pacemaker gets drained, which didn't happen. Now that's what he said. Okay. And it's in a documentary called Spooked: The Ghost of Waverly Hills. Now, and a lot of that is bullshit in the documentary too. But anyways, so Tina mainly gives the two where they have volunteers. So jumping ahead, there was a huge drama situation that happened with Tina and Charlie and their historical society. They had Tina and Charlie basically removed from the property, which they actually live on the property, and they couldn't even live in their own home. They had to stay in hotels. The historical society completely took it over. Now, I'm not saying this is facts. Allegedly, what I was told by someone very closely connected to them, I actually had him on my on one of my live streams talking about it. They started to make up some more stories. They were putting these horrific looking Halloween props all over the place inside the building.
They're all stored downstairs now.
Yeah, there was this huge fight. It was going through court. Eventually what happened was the Historical Society just had to give it up. There was no way that they were going to win. So now it's back in the hands of Tina and Charlie. And I think they replaced everybody who was on the Historical Society board. I'm not 100% sure about that. But yeah, they have it now. They have it back.
So that's why they're going back to telling the truth instead of making up lies?
Well, see, and the two were given by... She's not going to see this. Tina gave us the tour, okay? And she told us that they have documentation about the nurse who hung herself, and they had all this other documentation about what had happened. I even have this on video of her saying, we have documentation of this.
And show it up,
this
baby.
Really happened. I've never seen it. I don't know of anyone else who has seen it. So yeah, she's perpetuating the story, keeping it going.
That's not good because her guides are not. So
unless she turned around and started
telling the truth.
But I have it on video where she talked about this is where the nurse hung herself. Yeah, we have documentation.
Yeah. So how long ago was that, Joe?
2017.
Oh, well, it's a while back, so maybe she's...
2016. I went back 2017 or 18, one of the two.
But it's just when you go up there and you see where she was supposed to have hung herself, yeah, good luck. On fucking what? Firstly,
on what? Exactly.
There's nothing that she could have attached a rope to. It was directly outside the at the time they're saying it happened. It's directly. Oh, sorry, I'm looking. If I'm looking at the lifts, it was directly her room doors behind me. Kids ward on this side, and I think the kids were on that side. That's where the sick were at that time, right? What would possess a nurse to go up to the children's ward and hang yourself from something that's firstly not there to hang yourself from. The only
I don't think it was a children's ward at that point in time. I don't think it was.
It was during the TB. She did it while the tuberculosis was happening. So that's my understanding that was the children up the top.
Yeah.
On the fifth floor. Yeah. Well, hence.
And I don't know. I know the children did play up there. Literally, the playground was on the roof, guys.
Yeah.
There was a swing set and seesaw, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, wasn't that level 4?
Was
the children's level 4?
So the 5th floor.
I don't know. I get confused too. I'll have to look at my notes.
So it's weird. There's 4 floors, but there's a 5th floor. But the 5th floor is also the roof.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it is enclosed. The 5th floor is enclosed. However, it's also the roof as well.
You can go out. So the kids used to be upstairs and they could go through glass doors that led out onto the roof where the swings and things like that were. And then one more level up from that, there's like a bell tower, but it's not a bell tower. It's where they used to have their little radio station back in the day. I'll do all that in an episode.
Now I'm all confused. I've got to go back. It's been a while.
Yeah. Oh, look, and that's it's probably since you've been there, Heather. It's so clean and tidy, and there's nothing like it. They're really looking after the place, I have to say. All of those Halloween bits and bobs are downstairs, locked away, where you can't see them. There's nothing. Not to memory. There's nothing still hanging around that looks even remotely like that. It'd be nice if they painted all the graffiti off. That'd be my next plan. Go through all those rooms and paint. Get some volunteers to bring a bucket.
I know when I had went both times, they still had the Halloween stuff up, in the one area by the death tunnel, and or body shoot, whatever you want to call it. But it was funny because I'm like, ooh, I'm going to go check out their haunted house, right? I got freaking lost. I was like, and I'm by myself, and I'm like, I wasn't scared, but I'm like, this only me getting lost in a hospital or a doctor's office. That's what I do. And I was just like, it took me about 15 minutes to get out of there. And I'm like, now I got to find everybody.
Actually, I'd like to know your thoughts on this as well, Heather. I find the places that I've been to, for example, I went back to the Washoe Club and I went into the crypt by myself and I sat there for a while and I rather enjoyed it, actually. It was nice and quiet. But places like, I could walk around Waverley by myself. That wouldn't bother me. I didn't feel anything negative there at all. But there's some places you go to and you kind of think, I don't know if I could be here by myself, not because I'm scared a ghost is going to jump out at me, but because I'm not sure what access is granted or like who could be getting in from outside. I would be too scared by myself, especially as a woman, to walk through and have some freaking human jump out at me. Like I'd friggin' die. Well, I probably would die. They're probably going to jump out at me to kill me. That's what scares me. That's why I don't want to be alone in some of those places. Not because I'm scared a ghost is going to get me, but because those bloody clocks of yours, Heather. But yeah,
this should look familiar to you, Karen. So when I was in the crypt, I went in the crypt by myself.
Oh yeah,
a little bit, and this fell off the freaking wall.
Yeah. And thank you, Joe. What did it do, darling? It
fell off the wall.
Thank you.
It came off of it. And so it was funny because the reason why I'm bringing this up is because you said something about, I'm like, yeah.
They'd fall. Thank you.
So now I wonder, I have to wonder if a certain individual actually had a paranormal experience when they said that they had something thrown at them. Was it thrown or did it fall off?
I think it fell. Because I sat there for ages, and while I was sitting there, Heather, in the crypt, a couple of times I heard clunk, and it was actually about that size, Joe. They just fell, and I thought, now did I go, oh, it's a demon throwing a rock at me? No, I didn't even flinch. I just thought, And I looked up and I thought, there's probably a bloody rat up there. Because it's an old, that in the crypt there, that's up against earth. So that's a wall that they've, like a, what do you call a retaining wall that was put there. So over time, obviously little bits and pieces of rock are going to fall. It just takes either someone to walk on the floor. Well, actually, it wouldn't even take that. It would just take, it could just fall on its own over time and gravity, or there could be vermin. You know, there's raccoons around there. There's freaking mice and rats.
I mean,
you know, and it fell. It didn't get thrown. It fell.
And that's very, and you know, that stuff that falls off that wall. It's soft. I mean, it's hard, but it's not hard like a rock.
Yeah, no, it's not. If it fell on your head, you'd go, oh, but it wouldn't hurt. It's not heavy. Yeah.
But
I never thought of that. I should have picked up one of those rocks. Next time in Virginia City, a bit of rock from the crypt's going to accidentally fall into my pocket. I need to add some more to my collections. What have I got to show you, Heather? Oh, look, Heather.
When you look on the floor of the place, though, you can see rocks and debris from that place.
Oh,
because that's not creepy.
Oh, no, that's lovely.
She's beautiful. I found her in Virginia City.
Yeah.
What, the Hills Have Eyes Museum?
No. I'll take the off of her. I'll show you. It has to be, I think it's probably the original dress, to be honest.
Wow.
But she's 100 years old.
Wow.
If she closes her eyes, you can't, hang on, I'll see if I can. See, she closes her eyes.
Oh, yeah, that's creepy. They look like they're white eyelids.
And she's got one of those old rockers in it, but it's not working.
They used to supposed to say mama?
Like a baby noise.
Oh, yes, I see. Drew's mentioned Baltimore. You know when you said there are places you won't go by yourself because you're scared of getting attacked? Well, we'll be in Baltimore. Well, that'll be me in Baltimore.
All right.
Baltimore.
So, Karen, I want to start seeing you doing episodes with that doll, and it's possessed by a demon, okay? And we got to come up with a great name for a demon. Something original, something no one's ever heard of before. Oh, I got it. The demon named Bob. There we go.
Bob.
Bob the demon.
Oh, fuck off, Heather.
Hello. How are you? See, this is what happens when I don't shower in the morning and put on my makeup.
I am a demon doll. I'm imagining my tuning in right now. Jeez, I'll tell you what. But yeah, I fell in love with her. I walked into the antique shop and she was in a cupboard, and I thought, oh, look at her. I think she's very cute. I like her. So I've got her, and of course I've got the. When I saw this, I just laughed out loud, Heather. The Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah.
I had a bit of a giggle because I thought, you know, it looks like what's its name?
Annabelle.
Annabelle. And then I'll get this out. I'll probably bloody knock everything flying.
Oh, yeah. Annabelle's a rag doll.
Yeah. Can you see my rag
I
doll?
didn't know. Yeah, I can see it.
Annabelle is
the original, the actual Annabelle. She's not one of these.
Yeah. No. I just because the movie is a rag doll.
Yeah, the movie they had to make Annabelle look a lot creepier, and I think they'd probably get in trouble claiming Raggedy Ann was evil.
I went into the Navajo. Like they've got a little shop, the Navajo Indians. So I got this a handmade dolly made by a Navajo lady, and I kept her card. The lady who made her.
Check the tag, make sure it's not made in China.
No, it's not made. It's got the lady's name who made it on there. Cherokee, sorry, not Navajo, Cherokee. The Navajo was somewhere different. But so the things I collect. Ugh. There we go. I'll give her back. Yeah, I like dolls. Oh, and I showed Bear this last night because I got that from Octagon Hall. It was one random little doll in the shelf. It's Daniel
that's
Boone.
cute.
Look at his gun. Yeah. See his gun? He's got a
Oh
gun.
yeah. Oh, how cute.
Hello, I'm Daniel.
Oh,
Anyone would think I've been drinking.
I feel like a drink, you know.
I do too, but it's Thursday, isn't it, Heather? I think so.
Oh, well, it's Friday tomorrow.
What time is it? I'm going to see if I can guess what time it is for you, Joe. Is it around about, let's see, Cassie's time's 1:10 a.m. Virginia City's 11:10 p.m. I don't know. Are you somewhere in the middle, or is it 1 a.m. for you as well?
I'm in the same time zone as Cassie. It is actually 2:10.
Oh, why have I got daylight savings or something?
No.
Why is it so? Oh, I must have picked the wrong thing. I picked the wrong part of Canada for Cassie's time. Oh, she'll be really happy with me. All right, I'll fix that later. Oh, dear. I'm going to try and save my pennies and get back to America.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to jump off here because it is after 2. And I'm tired.
Come on, go to bed.
All right.
Go on.
I'm out of here. Thanks, Carol.
Hey, thanks, Joe. Thanks for having a look at my audio too with that episode. Nothing I could have done about it, but oh well. It'll just have to. I'll say headphones not recommended.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Thanks, Joe.
All right. Love you, Karen. See you, Heather.
Bye, Joe.
Oh.
Oh, dear. I'm choking on my own words. Yeah.
So there you go. It's just us. So
And then there were 2.
And then
That's all right.
All right. So what time? I'll probably get off too. I'll go and have a little bit of a snooze. I think. I'm
Yeah,
stuffed,
I need a nap.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry?
editing. It gives you a headache, doesn't it? Especially when
does.
you've got a challenging one. Like you had a challenging one. I had a challenging one, and it's
Yeah,
sort of like and then you get it just right, and you think, yeah, I think I like that, and then you go back to play it, and then you go, shit. That's not blending properly. I look back at my first ones and I think, I really wasn't that fussy. I've gotten fussier. The one that's up tomorrow, if you get a chance, if you and Drew get a chance to watch it, let me know what you think.
But is it premiering tomorrow or just up?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Are you premiering it or just posting it?
I'm premiering it so I can go in the chat and apologise for the sound.
Okay. Well, I'll go onto your channel and because I've actually still got a tab. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 47 tabs open for different purposes. And one of them is your part 2 of your Sally House, is it?
Yeah,
Yes.
the Sally House. I've got to do part 3 too. Part 3.
So as soon as I watch that, that's one tab I can close.
And it only goes for 10 minutes. It's not a big one. So
yeah. I'll do it. I'll get there. But yeah, I will. I'll look for your premiere tomorrow, and I'll try and be there. Is it morning or night?
I think I put it on for our morning. You know, yeah. I like to keep the Yanks happy. But during the day is all right for me as well, except for Tanya. Although Tanya's here now, but but I know a lot of the girls work. I was saying to Tanya and a few of the others, I'll try and do different times so that more people here at home as well can sort of watch without having to, kill themselves. Mind you, if I go live on a morning, like a Sunday morning, it's Saturday night in America, which seems to suit the people in America. But if I do it so that Sunday night in America, that's Monday morning here. All of our folk are, at work or whatever.
At work
and I want to keep everyone happy because I like chatting to everybody. Tanya, as far as Cassie's house is concerned with the fires, I do know she was talking about them and she shared a warning up on Facebook. I haven't asked her about the smoke, but it looks quite horrific in New York. But I don't know what it's like. I'm not sure. Oh, Cheryl's here. Cheryl's from Tassie. And you'd know too, Heather, when we get bushfires here, the sky looks like it's on fire and you can be hundreds of miles away and you cop the smoke and, that you look out during the day and the sky's that eerie colour, like it is in New York at the moment, that eerie kind of orangey red colour.
Yeah. We're terrible. Bye, Cheryl.
Yeah. Oh, bye, Cheryl. Yeah, Cheryl's here. Where am I? I just saw someone say, Maisie. Hello, Maisie. Oh, yeah, Cheryl, please look after yourself, sweetie. Go have a snooze. I will in a minute. Maybe we can catch up in a dream for coffee.
Oh, Lord.
That probably happened. You know what? I have had coffees with some of the most sexiest men on the planet, all in my dreams.
Really?
And coffee. I'm honest, coffee. I had coffee with Ben Affleck back in the day. He was waiting for his laundry at the dry cleaners, and we sat in a cafe and had a cup of coffee.
Wow.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves, he and I had a coffee on a park bench. Yeah, I've had, all these Tom Cruise even. And why Tom Cruise, I have no idea. But Tom wanted to take me in a helicopter.
I was going to say, don't tell me he made you a roast freaking dinner. You remember the Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise roast commercials?
Yeah, that was back. I think she hadn't even met Tom then, had she?
I think that one must have been just dating. Oh, hang on.
No, I don't know.
No, it was before
then.
They
might have just met. I know that the actress that was in those ads, her name escapes me at the moment. She became famous for a while there. I can't think of her name, but she was the blonde girl who said, "Oh, nah, I can't. Mum's just." But she won a date with Tom Cruise. That's what it was.
Tom Cruise, yes.
Won a date with Tom Cruise, and she goes, "Oh, no, I can't. Mum's just cooked a roast." And I thought,
it's true. Yes, it's true. If Mum's cooked a roast, then you're home for dinner.
Yeah. There's
no getting out of the roast meal. It's probably the one time we got together as a family when you're Gen X. What are we, Gen X? Gen X, yes.
Yeah, it is. And it was every Sunday for us, family dinners at my grandmother's house. So my grandmother would cook a roast for all of her children. There was 5 of her children plus all their children. So all of us kids would run around the backyard. And Nana would cook up a storm, and we'd all sit around the big table in the dining area and eat our roast dinner every Sunday without fail.
Yeah.
And then she moved away, and it didn't happen anymore, which it sort of doesn't happen anymore, which is kind of sad.
No, it is. It happens in my house, although it's not on a Sunday. It happens, usually once a week.
Willy-nilly. Maisie, I would love to have a coffee with you. I tell you what, I don't know. I might put up a poll. Which country should I go to next? Back to America, go to Scotland. I'd love to go to Scotland, or go back to Canada, or just travel around the countryside. My country.
And travel all over the countryside. Selene brothers.
I was in the car yesterday talking to my daughter because I've got a a 9-seater van because I had so many children. I bought it when I had money because I thought, you know what, one day all the grandkids are going to come and visit and we can all go out in the car. Well, that hasn't kind of happened. The grandkids have come to visit, but I haven't needed 9 seats. So I thought, I was saying to my daughter yesterday, I said, you know what, I'm going to pull out the seats in the back, get a little mattress and take my dog and just travel around. And then I started to sing in the car, travel all over the countryside, off the Leylands, off the Leylands. I started to sing, and my daughters looked across at me as if to say, what the frig drugs are you on? Like, so then I had to explain that it was a show when I was little and it was brothers who travelled with their family around the countryside, and it was a TV show, and, you know, they drive their cars through mud and all that sort of thing. And she's like, I remember.
It was awesome, but I never really paid much attention back then. I mean, I was a kid. I wasn't interested in what other people were doing. I just wanted to go out and play. Either do it myself or...
Is that Shell Dust? That's Arizona, AZ, isn't it? Arizona.
Yes,
what's in Arizona? Is Tombstone in Arizona?
I know that Arizona is the Grand Canyon.
Oh.
Hang on, no, that's Nevada. No, hang on.
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
Arizona. I've heard of it.
Something. Oh, yes, it is Arizona. Is Tombstone in Arizona? Yes, it is.
Yes,
Shell Dust is in Arizona. Yeah. Well, do you know what, Shell Dust? On my bucket list. So if I get there, you can come to Tombstone with me and show me around. That's a secret. Get a local person and the Grand Canyon, because the locals know all the places to stay away from. And I found, did you find it too when you were in America here, that everyone is friendly?
Yeah.
I didn't meet one horrible person. I really didn't, except a tourist who was not American. He was Russian.
I did meet some horrible people, but everyone would know straight away what I mean if I said Greyhound buses.
Oh.
They were awful, but I'll talk about them on my live stream Saturday night if you want to know more. But anyone who's been on the Greyhound bus in the US, even you wouldn't probably have to, you probably heard all about it. But yeah. No, but apart from that, I didn't meet anyone awful at all. Everyone was so lovely.
No,
you don't get in Australia. In Australia, if someone's extra nice, well, let's put it this way. If you're from Adelaide and someone's extra nice, run, because chances are they're a serial killer.
Yeah.
And they're trying to gain your confidence.
I should try and find it, but I don't know if I'd get done for copyright. I don't think so. Do you remember when Dexter came out? There was an ad to advertise Dexter in Australia, and it was Dexter sitting in an airport and a fellow sitting next to him, and strikes up a conversation, I think. And Dexter said, and they're in Adelaide, that's where they are. And Dexter turns to him and goes, or maybe the guy says to him, I have to remember, someone says Adelaide is the serial killer capital of Australia. And then Dexter, I think that's the guy says it, and then Dexter looks at the camera as if to smile. And I'm like, oh, I should try and find it. That's how I remember it. It might be slightly different, but geez, they were clever with that. Yeah, I wish I could find that.
I kind of remember that too myself now.
I don't think it's copyright, is it? If it's an advertisement?
Commercials aren't copyrighted, because you know what I've started doing in my videos? I've started doing flashbacks. And I'd pick out an item in one of my videos and I'd use that as an Easter egg, and then I'd throw in a vintage commercial, and I'd get people to pin the like where the item was within the video, timestamp it, and I pin their comment if they do.
I'll not invite, freaking hell. Present. I found it. Present. Share screen. Which one am I sharing? That one. Share. There it is. And I'll just, I haven't checked it, so hopefully it works. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
So he's in Adelaide. I hope it doesn't echo.
Hey, you're that guy from 6 Feet Under, Michael C. Hall, right?
Yeah.
So what are you doing in Australia?
Waiting for a plane.
Where are you going?
Adelaide.
What's in Adelaide?
Well, apparently Adelaide has more serial killers per capita than any other city in Australia.
Really? I'm from Adelaide. I didn't know that.
Well, now you do.
Dexter, dramatically on television.
That's awesome. I love
Isn't
it.
it good?
I do remember that. I do remember them.
I love Dexter too. I haven't watched the new one of Dexter. I think his son comes into it. But the only part of Dexter I didn't like was probably the last season, the last few episodes. It kind of just went stupid.
Yeah, I like all
ruined
TV shows.
Yeah, but I did love watching Dexter. I was, plus he's not hard on the eye. So
Oh, I'd like to find out where he sleeps and
he got quite sick. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was some kind of, maybe it was lymphoma. He got really, really crook there towards the end
Did
of
he?
Dexter.
Oh,
But, yeah, he's
okay.
all right now, of course. But
yeah.
there
Oh,
you
wow.
go. Maisie Rose, look at
Yeah.
those eyes. Oh, who my eyes, Maisie? I know who eyes she's looking at.
Yes. The same ones that we're all looking at.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, look, there's nothing wrong with a bit of eye candy.
No.
So long as
you
you don't get too drunk and try to touch it.
We'll get a pen and try to poke it with your pen.
It's funny.
Oh.
When I was away on holidays, I thought to myself, yeah, you forget what you actually look like. I think I'm still 33. And then I catch a glimpse of
Yes,
myself.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I
Have
catch
you
a glimpse of
noticed-
her and go, oh, fuck. Hey?
And have you noticed, like, the men in the US are always well proportioned?
No, I haven't had
Like
opportunity.
everything just matches.
Oh.
Oh no, that came across terribly. I don't know what, but
Oh, goodness. Can you hear that? The dog's barking and someone out the front is banging on their horn.
oh,
Now my dog's going off. It's all right. I'll let the kids attend to it. They probably won't. But
oh,
there
yeah.
you go. Oh, we should just have a live stream one night, you and me, Heather, and get the girls in. I've noticed the boys have dropped off. I wonder why.
Yes, absolutely. Grab some wine and just sit and
Yeah, just
talk
have some
rubbish.
wine, and we can get a random, like Tanya can randomly hop in and say g'day, and
Yeah.
and we can just talk about boys.
Boys,
Well, no,
absolutely.
sorry, not boys, men.
Boys and hair.
Oh, Daniel's still here. Hang on, Daniel's just popped his name up a couple of times. He's still here. There's one boy
Boys.
here.
Hair and makeup.
Yeah, makeup. I've gotten addicted to watching those girls put on their makeup. I've never, in all my days, never ever have I, in my younger years, put on contouring, shadows.
Oh, I know, right?
And you watch them
Yes.
and you think, Jesus, that's a lot of trouble to go to just to pop some makeup on. Like I'm all for a bit of makeup to cover up those little blemishes
Yes.
and bits and bobs, but fucking hell.
Yes. Oh, look, it drives me nuts just to have to put on makeup for a live stream or a video or something, like a face-on video. I mean, bugger using all that makeup for an actual. Oh, no way! I wouldn't be doing it. No way.
No, I'm happy
Oh,
to
no.
get on and like I know my channel, as is yours. My channel is Doof Doof Paranormal, but I make it pretty clear, I think, in my little thing that yes, that's what I'm interested in, and that's what primarily my content is to do with.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I also like having a laugh. We all need to laugh sometimes. We all need to cheer
that's
ourselves
right.
up. So I'm all for putting some stupid random shit up like I did with the animals at the zoo, or like just some random stuff, just so someone can have a bit of a look and have a bit of a giggle. It doesn't hurt. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, because
Absolutely.
and that's why I think a live stream, most of mine end up just being a giggle. I might start out talking about something serious, but
But it doesn't. Well, I'll tell you what. I bring everything down to the lowest common denominator anyway. So the minute you have me on a live stream, you know it's going to go downhill pretty quick.
Look, Maisie, I've seen a few comments here. Oh no, it's turning into a girly conversation. So Steph says that they don't wear makeup because it just makes them look embalmed.
Oh no.
And then Adventures with Beth. I used to wear makeup daily. Stopped that nonsense about 2 decades ago. So did I, Beth. So did I.
Yeah.
And then Maisie says she doesn't wear it at all, I think. Yeah. And Shell Dust doesn't wear makeup ever. But you know what? I normally don't. But I started doing it a little bit for live streams, because on the live streams, I don't know why, I look like death. And I thought, you know what, I'll put on, I'll try and make it. Plus, I'm going up against Cassie. Well, going up against Cassie. That's not the right word. Cassie comes on, and Cassie's got her beautiful hair, and she's got a lovely lashes.
Oh, yes,
those eyes of hers. She's just a stunner.
Beautiful.
She is so beautiful. And I see her, and I think, oh, and then I get a look at me.
The old ass next to her.
Look at me. I couldn't even be bothered brushing my hair today. And I'm like, oh, no. So I've tried to make a little bit of an effort. Tried to make a little bit. But not much still. Like, I couldn't wear, gone are the days of eye bloody, what you would call it. So what do you call it? Eyeshadows and stuff. But sometimes, never mind.
Yeah. Oh, well.
What did Steph say? What did Steph say? Oh, yeah, because it makes her look embalmed. Oh, sometimes if you cake on the stuff, it does make you look embalmed. Do you know what? This is a bit random. When my mother was prepared after she passed away, Mum was always like 2 hours in the morning to put her makeup on, right?
Yeah.
Passed away, and I went to the funeral home to see her before they prepared her. So I saw her a couple of hours after she died. Looked like Mum, like nothing had actually started to happen yet with, losing water and whatnot. So she still kind of looked like Mum, because it was literally maybe 3 hours after she died.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but how long did it take? I think it took nearly a week till they buried her, and they had an open coffin. And I walked up, and oh my God, she looked like they had bright red lipstick on her. And makeup was way too heavy. And I thought, oh my God, if my mother could see that, she'd be having a conniption. She'd be thinking, oh, fuck, because it just didn't look like her. And they did that to my grandmother too. Didn't look like her. My nan didn't wear makeup. My nana would only ever just put a little bit of blush on the cheek and a little bit of pink.
Yes, blush and lipstick. Yes, that was very
and that was, so when I die, I just want them to burn me, thanks. just frizzle me up into ashes, because I don't want anybody putting makeup on to make me look like a clean. But what does Shell Dust say? Shell Dust, I'm so pale I look dead, or like the vampire that I am. I'm pale too. It's a good Irish, Scottish skin. Well, I wasn't born in Scotland, but all of my rallies were. Where are your relatives from, Heather?
My dad's from Germany.
Yeah.
Well, his father was the first Eckermann born in Australia. So all dad's aunties. Now, Dad had 100 cousins between his mother and his father. So you can imagine how many aunties and uncles there were. There were 12 aunties and uncles on each side. And of our family line, not my nana's family line, but of my dad's family line, his father was the first grandchild of the original Eckermans that was actually born, or the first Eckerman that was born in Australia.
We got a compliment, Heather. Maisie Rose, all the way from Scotland.
Oh, thank you, Maisie. If I took the camera off.
Well, we saw you held it. You were in camera before. That cracked me up. I stopped laughing then.
My mum, I don't know about my mum. I have a feeling there might be, I don't know.
There's a lot of us Scots. Well, either way, you're a pale European, like German pale. Tanya, no, I have not been to the shops today. Oh, actually, that's a lie. I have been. I went this morning. So hang on, I have been, but I haven't been again, and I'm not going again. When I get off of here, I'm going to probably, what's the time? Oh, it's getting closer to the time I can excuse myself for laying down and going to sleep. It's 4:30. Yeah. What time is it with you? 3:30?
It's 4 o'clock here.
4 o'clock. That's right. Half hour's difference. 4:30 here.
And I might just have enough time for an hour's nap before I have to get dinner ready, dinner started.
I'll get Werner to cook.
Oh, God.
He can go and cook fish and chips.
The problem is I have to go bloody with him. I think I prefer to stay human. We're having an easy tea tonight. It's called Mary Berry Summer Sausage Supper. Say that really fast. Berries.
Oh, I can't. Mary Berry
Summer Sausage Supper.
Oh, geez. And what's a Mary Berry Summer Sausage Supper?
Well, I don't know if anyone's heard of Mary Berry, but she's a cook, and I don't know if she's English or Australian. Yeah. But basically, you throw sausages into a bag, coat them with thyme, throw them into a baking dish, and then you get some onion and capsicum and potato and carrots, and you dice them all up and you throw them into the bag and cover them with thyme. But I don't have thyme, so I'll use an all-purpose Italian seasoning thingy. And then you just throw it in a single layer in the oven. A half an hour later, you pour in some white wine or chicken stock. I use chicken stock. And then you throw it back into the oven, and that's it. And another half an hour later, it's done.
Oh, I'm going to give that a go. Just what kind of sausages? Some nice proper beef sausages? Or
nice thick ones. Otherwise, the skinny ones might get a bit too.
Oh, I might give that. Look at that, guys. Look at that, guys, in chat. Maisie, Shoulder, Bev, Tanya. Cooking with Heather. So we've had makeup tips. What to do when you buy makeup tips.
No
Cooking
tips. No one's got time for that.
So Heather, tell all the girls here what time you're. They'll have to check if they go to your channel and subscribe. They'll have to check what time you're having the live. But Saturday, what time Saturday for Australia?
Saturday night at 8 o'clock, I think, Central Time, which is 8:30 for you.
Yep.
And about 5:30 in the afternoon for the West.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Or something like that. I don't know.
Either way, yeah.
Yes, either way, it's a long way away.
I'm definitely going to pop in to watch because I want you to tell your horrific Greyhound bus stories.
Yes.
and have a look at your stuff. I think that'll be fun because you're funny when things fuck up. Yes, cooking with Heather. Cooking with Heather. Yeah, but we should do this more often, you and me.
Yeah, we should.
We've got pretty same sort of stupid sense of humour, like it's an Australian.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a Scottish sense of humour. What do you reckon, Maisie? I think we're all the same, just different words. Just say a truck instead of a lorry. This Saturday. This Saturday. So
2 days time.
Yeah, if you go to Heather's channel, just check her out and just it costs nothing to subscribe, people. It's free.
Yes, it's free. Anything you do for free helps my channel.
Yeah.
I've got another friend called Steph who says that. She's brilliant.
At home now, yay, aha. Drew's home, Heather.
Oh, Drew's home. Welcome home, Drew. Oh, and hopefully Drew and Werner will be sitting right next to me when I talk about on Saturday when
When you talk about
my,
stuff on Saturday. Absolutely.
Yes,
Good.
because
Well,
Werner
I'm
will
going-
have some stories, and Drew's just fabulous.
Well, because it's a Saturday and because it's an evening, I am going to make myself a little drink, probably a
Yes.
cocktail, and I am going to sit there with a drink, and that's going to be my Saturday night social activity, watching you,
Yes,
Drew.
and I might even send you a link to come up.
Well, if you do, if I get tipsy, you put me out. You exit me.
I will. I'll cross that little leave studio button and it'll be all gone. No more Karen.
That's right. As I say, yeah. Oh, cool. Look,
I might
lovely
even
Drew.
have a wine that night too, actually.
Yeah,
Just
why
a little
not?
snifter of wine.
Just
a little
enough,
small
just
sweet.
a little bit. And Drew,
Just
I
a
liked
small
your
sweet
episode. Drew went live the other day. Did you see? I don't remember seeing you in his little chat, but he just did a random live while he was on a hike in the bush. I rather enjoyed that. It was like going for a hike in the bush without exercising.
I know. I can't remember. Why wasn't I there, Drew? I wasn't in the chat. It must have been Saturday.
Yeah, because Werner said, "Is Drew there with you?" And
Drew,
Drew,
yes, that would have been Sunday. My Sunday is my afternoon with my mother. I don't do anything on Sundays.
I liked it, Drew. I liked it.
It was good. I watched most of it, Drew. I watched the replay and watched most of it.
Yeah, I am. Well, okay. I just got Maisie Rose. We could take turns, Heather. Maisie Rose says it would be great if you both had a regular chat session for us to join in. I reckon we should think about that. And then we can talk about what's happening on each other's channels and take turns or whatever. And we'll see. Something to think about. Because we talk about different things, like Heather's into the urbex and she's into the paranormal, and Drew's into the wandering the countryside and the urbex. But everybody's into different things. But I think just sort of to let off some steam. Like Heather had to let off some steam because she's been editing and her brain. Yeah. And I actually feel much better now too. When I started the stream, I was brain dead from all the editing. I'm not doing any more editing or YouTubing tonight. I'll work on my Sally episode tomorrow, so that might go out next week. I guess everyone can live 1 week. It'll be my finale for the Sally House, and then I have to start. Then I've got to start on the Oh, there you go, Sheldon. Someone just subbed to you. But yeah, Drew's lovely. Drew used to be a dancer.
Yes. We won't tell you which type of dancer.
That's all right. I said to him, when I come, he can do a dance for me. I'll come to visit and I'll throw in the money.
Well, you know what we're planning to do?
Yeah.
What were we planning to do, Drew? If memory serves, like next year, there was something we wanted to do in Brisbane. What was in Brisbane that we thought we'd go and visit Fluffy, but what we'll do is we'll do a short stay in Brisbane to do what we wanted to do, but I can't remember what that was. And then go off to Fluffy's. But you're in Brisbane, aren't you? Are you in Brisbane?
I'll come and hang out with you for sure.
Yeah. And because my cousin's in Brisbane as well, and I said, I must catch up with my cousin while I'm there.
Yeah.
As well. So that's what we'll do instead of so next year we'll plan it for next year.
Yeah.
Maybe during winter so we can come up in, I don't know, we'll see. Get away from the cold.
Did you see what hang on. Look at what Drew said. Oh, thank you, Karen. Nowadays people would pay me to keep fabric on. Me too, Drew. Me too.
Oh, same here.
Yeah, Drew's a lovely boy. He likes animals, so that's a plus.
Yeah,
that's a plus. Anyone who likes animals is good in my book. All right, I'm going to end it, Heather. I always look at the picture.
Well, thank you very much. I'm waving you a kiss, but you can't see it.
Your eyes now. Yeah, and I'll be there on what time again? Saturday for me? 8?
Saturday, 8 o'clock Central Time.
Okay, 8:30 for me.
I
I
think,
will be
yeah.
there with bells on.
No worries. Thank you, chat. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, and thank you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Bye, Rosie and Shell Dust and everybody. I love you lots, and I'll talk to you all again. I'm looking at the chat like you can see me. Maybe I need to go to bed, but I love you all. I really do. Like this does my day when I see everybody. And Drew, I'll talk to you on Saturday, and maybe I'll talk to bye Daniel there lurking in the background. You manual. Yeah. Oh, good, Maisie. Thank you, and I'll be back. All right. I'll talk to you again really soon. But hopefully everybody will be in the chat maybe on with Heather. Go have a look at her chat on Saturday night because she's a giggle. So's Drew. So's Werner. All right. Love you all. And I am going to head off now, and I might have a bath. That sounds good. A bath with some Radox and a bit of a relax. Night, night, everybody. Love you lots. Bye.